Hi people, and this is my third attempt at doing this video. Anyway, we'll get on with it. We've not been up and around for a while because we've been quite busy dealing with quite dark stuff as usual, when you're up against these, well, adjudicators or whatever you want to call them. And looking at stuff that's very, very disturbing. But this is our website. So it's Armed Scotland, Authentic Rights Movement Scotland. And it was created last year, but we've been so busy supporting people, and people have been coming forward to us. We've got a good wee team on this. Well, I say a wee team. We've got quite a few people. We've got whistleblowers, ex-police, in quite senior positions, court staff, NHS staff, doctors, accountants, legal solicitors, ex-solicitors who've came forward, and they're doing great work with us and expose some staggering information that obviously you wouldn't believe, but they now have came to the realisation that what they were obligated to and indoctrinated with. So obviously we'll never compromise people's anonymity because they're doing great work with us. So we've been really busy at quite high levels, looking at stuff and looking at truly what's operational. And we're an organisation that will never prejudice anything. And you know yourself that the adjudication systems that we're caught up in, they keep things going for years and years. That's, just look at the Sheikh Bayou inquiry. That took about 10 years. 8 to 10 years. Any inquiry that takes that long is justice delayed, is justice denied. But we know there's no thing as justice. But the reason why they do that, and it's by design, is so that people will die, people will move out of professional positions, so that and you'll get the smart devil's advocates saying, your memory's a bit foggy, it was 8 years ago and all that, the usual. So it's just all by design. So, nothing should take 3 to 5 to 8 years, to conclude, but that's what they do. So anyway, just on our front page, and we'll put a link in, there's a very good doctrine that you should really familiarise yourself with. And it's, the doctrine, a serious crime and common law doctrine. So what is the law regarding this matter? Every public servant, whether it's be a police constable, doctor, judicial adjudicator, teacher or council employee, is reminded of the common law doctrine. A wilful failure of duty, for example, by an officer of the Crown, the judiciary or the police to uphold the law as it stands is a crime under common law in Scotland. It is a crime under common law for a public official, a person entrusted with an official situation of trust, to wilfully neglect his or her duty, even where no question of danger to the public or to any person is involved. So I would read that a few times and digest it and interpret what it actually means. They know what it means, And just remember, these adjudicators have professional immunity protection, but not in a personal capacity. There's a difference. And that's very important. And that's something that we'll be doing work on. That we have been doing work on. Anyway, so a guy that we've been following down south is Wayne Layton. And Wayne is been involved in council tax disputes, quite a lot of stuff. He's got a book coming out this month now. Bear in mind, this is a judgment for down south, but council tax has very, similarities in England and Scotland, but even though there's different interpretations, but the whole frame of this case was about enforcement agents, which they call them bailiffs down there, and they call them sheriff officers up here. I would acquaint yourself with this this judgment. We'll put a link to it, but it's quite helpful if you're having problems with council tax and these thugs turning up at your door, you know, and harassing you. Also, Wayne, if you're on Facebook, Wayne's his name is Wayne Child Layton. Now, he done a great bit of recent exposure about this Judge Daniel Curtis. He was caught colluding with the prosecution, contrary to the principle of impartiality and fair due process. Well, we know that goes on here, but it's trying to catch them. But you just look at this character, there's the black and white, just like the black and white checkered floors when you go in. This is all important, the subliminals, you know, the Masonic sort of colours and things, the dark eyes, the you know, the soul's been taken, lost in the mirror, you know, the soul's long gone. So that's really quite an interesting article, but as I say, if you're not on Facebook, it's quite hard. But his book is coming out this month, you know, so you just have to keep googling Wayne Layton. So also as well, just an update. Last year, Sheriff John Halley, a decent guy, was really forcing the arm of these adjudicators that child abuse inquiry with you know, Anne Smith, but she calls herself Lady. And he was trying to get the Fetties Gate thing opened again, but the judiciary closed ranks, as they normally do, and set him up, saying that he had some interaction with some roadrunner or gatekeeper that's put herself forward and says that he tried to do something where just that's the usual theme, you know, that they'll just say that these people are what I'm paid for, you know. So anyway, they dismissed him over vulgar comments attacking inquiry chair. Sheriff John Halley was deemed unfit to hold office by reason of misbehaviour. You know, like he was a naughty child, and the judiciary caught him out. And they just says he has to go. Decent guy, background in social work, you know, and was trying to expose what was concealed. This, the Fetties Gate. It was a scandal that shook the Scottish legal establishment. Claims that a so-called magic circle of secretly gay judges and lawyers were making prosecutions against homosexual criminals disappear. And please believe me, we can support that things can disappear and appear in these systems. And as John Halley always says, these courts are run by lawyers. It's the really lawyers. Go and look up, we'll put his link up to his book, Judicial Monstering. And he's got it in segments on YouTube. Very, very interesting to listen to. Decent guy. We supported him back in the other organisation we were involved with. And he's a gentleman, you know. There's another, this Fetties Gate stuff. Panics the police. You know, the legal circles in the late 80s. What they done is despicable. But anyway. Just remember, these people who are part of this network, their training is the deviling process. Now, just look at the facts here. It's there in plain sight. What does deviling involve? But you get the devil to represent you. You know? Do I need to be in Edinburgh to devil? Oh, goodness me. And the circles you need to be in. You know, it just tells you everything there. Is deviling compatible with family or caring commitments? I didn't know the devil did care, you know. Can devils move into an area of law that they have not previously worked in? Yes. They can stand in these courts or courtrooms, as they're called, and they can say anything they want because they're running the show. They are running these courts. And people just don't understand that when they go to these people, they certainly are not there for you. You know, remember, they've took an oath, an obligation to the bar, you know. Now, when I studied law at Napier University, and I got to year 3, the end of year 3, and I was basically attacked by this character here. He was in charge of the law at Napier or some. And the reason why I was attacked by him, and I've got the paperwork here and I will upload it. Some of the people in Napier respected me for what I exposed, but he, Nicholas Greer, and he can come for me, you know, take any defamation action he wants, because I've got the paperwork to back up what I'm going to say. And I will upload it. We'll do a different video about that. He was an advisory for the Scottish Parliament and with the club, you know. But he was writing grooming material about young boys. And I exposed this. It was disgusting. And just like you've seen in the Fetisgate thing, he was passing a lot of the young boys, letting them pass in their work, their academic work. And they knew they were going to, and you know, he was apparently married. That means nothing, you know, the ruse. But and I exposed all this, and my complaint was upheld. His material was inappropriate. That was disgusting. And I will upload that. I've got papers I could upload and things and videos and that, but I'm really not into the sensationalisation of things, you know. But there is stuff that we are going to upload on that arms site that is really going to have vast public interest. And this character, you know, I got my diploma in law and then I went on to do, I've got HNC, HND diploma. I've done 3 years, but he was horrible. He was a horrible, and he's still in the circle, you know, still in it, you know, and just, this is what they do. And I have got backup cooperation, like people who came into meetings with me, what he was, you know, and what he was operating, you know. And I've got the upheld complaint process, and I knew he was going to come for me, and he did, but it doesn't matter, and I would never have been sworn into these people or whatever way I was meant to go, you know, and it's just worked out the way it is. But anyway, and so we are looking forward to actually working a lot more on Aram and bringing you stuff that is factual and uploading evidence and, you know, allowing the public to see what's in their interests about what is really operational and what they've been exposed to. So I will leave it there, people, and it was nice to get a catch up, and I hope that you have a good day.